Hello everyone, today's lesson is about factoring general trinomials. Again, these are quadratic trinomials, but this time our a, or the leading coefficient, is not equal to 1. I have here 3 examples for you, and the method that I'm going to use here is what we call the X method. So what is that? It looks like this. Now it looks complicated, but it's not. It's probably the easiest way to factorize a quadratic trinomial. All right. So let me just walk you through first with the X method. So the reason why it's called the X method is because you're going to draw an A, and then here on top you have the AC. That means you'll multiply A and C. You have the B here, and then you have the A. So we're looking for these two numbers here. From those two numbers, we will be able to find the factors of 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. But first, what is A, what is B, and what is C? Okay, so that's easy. A is the leading coefficient, B is the coefficient of the second term, and C is equal to the constant number. All right, so let's do this now. So let's find AC. That's the number here on top. What is that AC? So AC means we need to multiply A times C. So that's 2 times negative 12. All right, so 2 times negative 12 equals negative 24. So that's what we need there. B is negative 5, right? And then A we have 2. And again, we are looking for these two numbers here. Okay, so to find those two numbers, as you can see, we have a multiplication symbol here and an addition symbol at the bottom. This is like a puzzle. If you watch the video about factoring quadratic trinomials where a is equal to 1, it's basically the same. But here, since the a is not equal to 1, we need to consider the leading coefficient. Okay, so here we should look for two numbers that when multiplied the answer is negative 24. So that's the multiplication. That's the reason we have the multiplication symbol there. And then when added, the answer is negative 5. Okay, now I know there's going to be a lot of options here, but let's try to minimize the number of pairs that we will write here. First, negative 24. So since that is negative 24, we're looking for numbers that have different signs, meaning one is negative and one is positive. Next, look at the B. Look at the sign of the B. So the sign of the B is negative, which means that the higher number of those two pairs that we're looking should be negative. All right, so now I'm going to list down all those numbers that when multiplied, the answer is negative 24. Let's start with 1 and 24. And like what I said, the higher number should be negative. There you go. 2 and negative 12. 3 and negative 8. 4 and negative 6. Right, I think that's all we need. 1 times negative 24 is negative 24. 2 times negative 12 is negative 24, and so on and so forth. But which pair will give us a sum of negative 5? Let's check. We add these two, the answer is negative 23, so no. We add 2 and negative 12, the answer is negative 10, so no. We add 3 and negative 8, the answer is negative 5, so there you go. Those are the numbers that we're looking. Okay, and obviously 4 plus negative 6 equals negative 2, so no. Okay, so I am going to write now 3 and negative 8 on this and there's two empty squares. Now it doesn't matter where is 3 and negative 8, so meaning the position is irrelevant. So I will just write here 3 and then negative 8. Okay, so we're almost there. The next thing that we will do here is we will simplify the fraction because it's in simplified form. So 3 over 2, can we simplify 3 over 2? I think no, so we will keep that. Okay, so which means, and the next thing that we will do here, by the way, is this 2, we will move that towards here. It will become the coefficient of x. So this x plus 3 over 2 is actually 2x plus 3. There you go. What about negative 8 over 2? Can we simplify that? I think we can. What's negative 8 divided by 2? That's negative 4. Bring down the x. There you go. That's the other factor. All right. So if you want to check, if you multiply 2x plus 3 and x minus 4, the result is going to be 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. All right. Let me give you the last 2 examples. Okay, so here, I'll just put a, b, and c here, or label this coefficients. So a is 3, b is 14, and c is negative 5. Right? So ac, meaning we will multiply a times c. 3 times negative 5. That's negative 15. Next, b is 14. Our a is 3. So we need to set this up. All right? And then the next step is, guess what? And that is right. We need to look for 2 numbers that when multiplied, the answer is negative 15. When added, the answer is 14. Now, since it's negative 15, then that means we're looking for 2 numbers that have different signs. And the higher number, or the sign of the higher number, should be what? That is correct. The sign of the higher number should be the same as the sign of the b, which is positive. All right? So now I'm going to list down all the numbers, or pair of numbers, that when multiplied, the answer is negative 15. We have 1 and 15, obviously. 15 should be positive, so this is negative 1. Aside from that, what else? 2, 3. So negative 3 times 5. That's also 15. Oh, there you go. That's, I think, all the things that we need. Which one add up to 14? Let's check. There you go. These are the numbers that we need, negative 1 and 15. If we add negative 3 and 2, negative 3 and 5 rather, that's 2. So, I am going to write now that negative 1 and 15 here. So this is negative 1, and this is 15. If you want to put the 15 here, that's okay, and the negative 1 here. Oh, that's okay. Again, the position or the location of those 2 numbers are irrelevant. You can switch their places. Okay, so let's simplify the fractions. 15 over 3, can we simplify that? I think we can. That's 5. Bring down x and plus. So there you go. That's the first binomial. Negative 1 over 3, can we simplify that? I think we cannot. That's already in simplified form. And we will move this 3 towards here. That would be 3x. Bring down negative 1. There you go. That's the other pair. So the factors of our problem here are x plus 5 and 3x minus 1. All right? Let's go to the last example. All right. So A is 10, B is negative 19, and C is 6. Alrighty. Okay, so what number do we have here on top? That's 10 times 6. Oh, it's a big number, 60. This negative 19. A is 10. There you go. So again, we need to look for these 2 numbers that when multiplied, the answer is 60. When added, the answer is negative 19. Now, the 60 is positive, which means that the numbers that we're looking here are both positive or negative. Now, are they both negative or are they both positive? Well, check the sign of B. The sign of B is negative, which means that the numbers we're looking here are both negative. All right? Now let's list down those numbers. -1 and -60, obviously. -2 and -30. -3 and -20. 4 and 15. 5 and 12. -6 and 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's it. All right. -10 rather. Okay. So which one add up to -19? Okay. 1 plus -6, -1 plus -60 is -61. So no. Add this 2, that's -32. So no. -3 and -20 is -23. So no. -4 and -15. There you go. Those are the numbers we're looking. Of course, if we add the next pair, that's -17, and the last pair is -16. So -4 and -15, I'm going to write now -4 here and -15 over here. Now let's simplify. -4 over 10. Both are divisible by 2, and that's the GCF. So we can rewrite that as x plus -2 over 5. All right, and then we will move this 5 towards here. That will be the coefficient of x. So 5x minus 2. That's the first binomial. And then the next is -15 over 10. The GCF is negative 5 or 5. So this is -3 over 2. Okay, move this to here. So it's 2x minus 3. All right. So those are the factors of our problem here. And that's how you factorize quadratic trinomials where a is not equal to 1 using the x method. I hope you like this method. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you and have a nice day.